ordinary guys doing extraordinary things. The Trilby Tour is brought to you in association with William Hunt, Savile Row, and Callaway.
This week at Foxhills I brought my baby along, this 1978 Lancia Vita. Time for a spin, I think. You've got to see this place to believe it. Told you. Welcome to event number 6. 5 regional champions and 45 qualifiers have booked their place at the International Amateur Final. We've reached the halfway point on this year's Trilby Tour.
Last time on the Trilby Tour at Rockcliffe Hall in County Durham, we witnessed history as Paul Collins shot birdie par in the playoff to win with a new record score of 4 under, claiming the Trilby Tour Championship of the North amidst emotional scenes. This week we come way down south, 280 miles to be exact, to Foxhills in Surrey, as another 120 Trilby Tourians do battle for the 10 qualification spots up for grabs at the International Amateur Final at the Buckinghamshire Golf Club come the end of the season. It's a debut for Foxhills on the Trilby Tour, and the course looks in great shape for the players, which is why we've got another feast of winner-takes-all golf action for you coming up on this week's show. The top 10 qualifiers will be revealed, some leaving it till the last hole to make the big show at the Buckinghamshire. And stay tuned for a bizarre twist in today's Trilby tale. Others won't be at the finals, but they will make the programme. Where would we be without our weekly visit to Rogues Gallery? And it had to happen at some stage. The heavens opened during the playoff, but it didn't dampen the spirits. We've got another cracking 4-man, 3-hole winner-takes-all decider today for the Championship of Surrey. There's plenty to squeeze into the show this week, so let's get on with it. We saw Thomas McMillan chip to here just moments ago, but he still needed this putt to drop for 30 points to sneak into the top 10. The 17 handicapper playing in the last group of the day, dashing the hopes of so many below him. Yeah, like he cared. And then the bun fight really started. 5 men coming in on 31 points for a share of 5th place. Classy 2 handicapper Ricky Suter making it to the big show. Nigel Bolt needed this one for 32 points to rise above the melee, but in the pouring rain it just wouldn't drop, although Nigel nearly did. 31 points for the Bearwood Lakes man and into the top 10. For handicapper David Buckley from Woodlands Manor also came in at 31 points despite this slightly wayward start from the first tee. A worried look from David turned to smiles by the end of regulation. Andy Smith's short game was in good nick as the St George's Hill golfer took advantage of the best of the day's weather to make it 4 men on 31 points. Once again a shootout for the top 4 playoff. Looked like it might be on the cards. And that looked even more likely when St Thomas Priory man Anthony Atkinson joined the party on 31, producing some dramatic shots along the way, including save of the day to put him in the mix, but not into the playoff. Or so he thought. Initially, all talk of a shootout was quashed by this man, Robert Price, who was on his way to 33 points and a place in the top 4. But here comes the twist. Mr Price set about qualification in no uncertain terms, and having achieved his first goal to make top 10, Robert went on to book a place in the playoff here at Foxhills, but he did so carrying a guilty secret. In the Price household there had been a horrible mix-up coming into this event. Robert's playoff hopes were dashed because the TT Robert's wife had booked him in for that evening wasn't the Trilby Tour, but take that in concert. Robbie, Gary and the boys have been responsible for a few things over the years, but a Trilby Tour playoff withdrawal is definitely a first. Don't worry though, Robert will be back for good at the International Amateur Final. And so the players on 31 were back in the hunt. More on that shootout a little later on. This is the first year for Foxhills Club and Resort on the Trilby Tour, and it's been a stunning debut. Here's Managing Director Mark Hayton to tell us more.
Foxhills has been in my family for nearly 30 years, and it's certainly the best job I've ever had. We have a team of nearly 200 people looking after the Trilby Tour today and all our members. So my job is to make sure that the club is well established for the future. It's a great opportunity for us to showcase what Foxhills is about. Not just the quality, but the atmosphere of the place. And I can't think of a better event than the Trilby to do that. We've been asked many times to host events at the club, but I never felt that the measure of disruption against the coverage that the event would bring matched up. And Trilby has a huge sense of theatre to it that I think has been very attractive to a broadcaster like Sky, and then makes it very attractive to a venue like Foxhills. The golfers that are playing today can expect not only a great game of golf, but hopefully, despite the tension that comes with a tournament of this calibre, they will find a relaxed atmosphere. They're playing on the Bernard Hunt course. The name Bernard Hunt is synonymous with the Ryder Cup. Bernard Hunt, who is a Foxhills pro, represented Great Britain and then Europe 10 times. So these players, and especially those coming back for the playoff holes, are walking in the footsteps of giants. As well as the quality of the Bernard Hunt course they're playing today, we have another championship course, the Long Cross. Very different character, but the same challenging layout. We also have a par 3 course, and should they wish a different challenge, we've recently acquired Farley Golf Club in South London, and that's a place I'm very proud of. The ethos of Foxhills is simple. When people leave, they should feel better than when they arrived. We want everyone to feel as though they can be themselves. Life is tough at the moment. We want to provide a safe place where people can come, be looked after and relax, but in a quality environment. So that ethos is not going to change, because I think that's what's particularly special about Foxhills.
Now, this year on the Trilby Tour, records have been tumbling in all departments. At Trevose, Les Sayers shot an all-time low score of 12, but that mark only stood for 3 weeks. Here at Foxhills, that record was smashed by Scott Scott. So good, they named him twice. Clayton Lucas is with the big man.
Well, Scott, congratulations, you've set a new Trilby Tour record. Would you just like to remind me how many points you scored today?
A fantastic 7 heaven.
Do you want to tell me about it?
Well, listen, it was for a fun day out. It was nice being here. It's all about the participation, and I'm sure I'll be back next year to at least try and get 8, a magnificent 8. If I weren't here today, I would have been sitting behind a desk. So I was sitting behind a desk, or coming down to this fantastic golf course and having a great round of golf, albeit 7 points. But go on, laugh.
Well done, Scott. See you next year, I guess. Back to the business end now, and tying on 33 points with Robert Price was his fellow Rushden Golf Club member and one handicapper Duncan Bush. No gig problems for Duncan though. It was centre stage for him in the playoff. Joining him there will be left-hander James Heath, our first Southpaw playoff finalist in 2011. The four-handicapper shot 34 points on a track he later described as a superb test, showing some great touches on these slick greens along the way. And joint top scorer for the day was Burr Hill Golf Club's Ian Barker, another one-handicapper who coped well with the pressure to ease into the playoff. So William had a top three, but to get a fourth was going to require a shootout. 5 players on 31 headed down the fairway for the chip-off, but only one player managed to hit and stay on the dance floor. Anthony Atkinson completed a single-figure handicap lineup for this week's playoff. And so it's a slightly strange look to this week's leaderboard, courtesy of Robert Price's dramatic departure. But when all in regulation was said and done, Macmillan, Souter, Bolt, Buckley, Smith and Price are Buckinghamshire bound for the International Amateur Final, while shootout winner Atkinson joins Bush, Heath and Barker for the Trilby Tour winner-takes-all drama about to unfold after the break. We've got some great golf coming up. Stay with us.
The Trilby Tour is brought to you in association with Callaway. The Trilby Tour is brought to you in association with William Hunt, Savile Row.
Welcome back to Foxhills Club and Resort and the 4-man 3-hole playoff at event number 6 on this year's Trilby Tour. Here's Matt Woods to talk us through playoff hole 1.
First hole of our playoff final, par 4 measuring 374 yards. An exquisite hole in this Surrey countryside. A tee shot that meanders slightly downhill with a fairway that slopes from right to left, so expect to see a few of our guys in the left-hand semi. From there, second shot shoots slightly uphill with a green that's surrounded by 3 bunkers. Greenkeeper been very friendly today and put the flag in the middle of the green, so it gives our players an ideal opportunity to get off to a birdie start.
So here come this week's Trilby Tour Gladiators, all single figure and all sub-5 handicappers, so we should be in for a real playoff treat this week. And in terms of shots, it's all very straightforward. No player gets a shot on any of the 3 playoff holes. First up then, it's Ian Barker.
Ian Barker, age 48, Burr Hill Golf Club, handicap 1. For my day job I work at the European Tour headquarters at Wentworth. I think my strengths are putting, short game and iron play, and my weakness would be driving. Favourite golfer is David Howell. My sporting hero is Sevi Ballesteros. I play so much golf and I work in golf that it's probably safe to say that my interests outside of golf are arranging my next game of golf. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a big bonus to make the playoff. We're all even with three holes to play. So yeah, can't wait to get going.
Well, we had a delay for heavy rain, but we're ready to go now. More downpours forecast during the playoff, so making a good start even more important than ever. And as Matt Woods suggested, it's left side semi-rough for Ian, but a solid start. Next up, our first Southpaw playoff finalist of 2011 and the youngest player in this week's final. Here's James Heath.
James Heath, 19 years old, Cotswold Hills Golf Club, handicap 4. And my day job is working in a pro shop, local, Shipton Golf Club. Strengths is probably driving, weaknesses is probably the short game, mainly the chipping. Football team's Manchester United. Sporting hero probably Peter Schmeichel. When I used to play football, I was a goalkeeper, so watching him being a Manchester United fan. My favourite golfer is Phil Mickelson. Very nervous going into the playoff. Just try and do my best really.
Time then for the former Gloucestershire County Junior golfer to get his challenge underway. And a smooth strike, no sign of those nerves to start his campaign to claim the championship of Surrey.
Next up on the tee, the Duncan Bush.
Playoff finalist number 3 is a man who has been down to scratch back in the 1990s and really should fancy his chances this evening.
Duncan Bush, 41 years old, Rushden Golf Club and a playoff 1. My day job, I'm managing director of an IT business. Interests outside of golf are family, wife, 2 kids, and running my business. Favourite golfer is Ben Hogan. A sporting hero is Muhammad Ali. I used to support Rushden Diamonds until they got thrown out of the conference recently, so probably I've been on the map time for somebody. Strengths, probably iron play, weaknesses, definitely putting. I think attack, 3 holes, attack. Bring it on really looking forward to it. I'm really ready to go now and give it a good go.
Now keep an eye on this. A distinctive style has Duncan. Doesn't hang around to admire the shot, just starts walking, and that one definitely worth following. The eldest son Andrew on his bag today might have his work cut out keeping up with Dad. Right then, last but not least, Anthony Atkinson handed a second chance in the shootout with all those on 31 points, and he was the one that grabbed the chance with both hands.
Anthony Atkinson, aged 23, from St Thomas Private Golf Club, playing off 3 today. I work for Tesco Distribution Centres. I'm a trainee warehouse manager. In terms of sporting heroes, it's got to be Tiger Woods. He dominated the game for so long, dropping down the world rankings now, but he never looked past Tiger. Football team I follow, Aston Villa. Outside of golf, family, missus and the 2 kids, 2 young boys, oldest is 3, youngest is 1. Love them all very dearly, and thank you for letting me come here today.
So wife Kirsty and children Brendan and Reuben, Anthony's biggest fans. And the Villa man smoothly away, likes to hit his irons from the tee, and he's looking very cool and calm, at the moment anyway. 4 great tee shots then setting the tone for today's winner takes all drama. And away we go with another Trilby Tour playoff, and Matt Woods, we're coming down the first. According to Mark Hayton, the managing director here at Foxhills, this is the easy one, in inverted commas.
Yeah, super golf hole this. Real challenging off the tee for the players. Trees left and right. Great change of elevation. Players just hitting whatever they're comfortable with off the tee. Atkinson here is leaving himself about 150 yards back up the hill. So it's probably a good 7 iron.
That's a fine shot from Atkinson. He always takes iron off the tee, but he's extremely comfortable with his mid-irons, and who wouldn't be hitting shots like that?
Yeah, and when you see that fantastic view from the green back to the tee, you can understand why he's hitting iron off the tee. Now Heath just found the left-hand semi, but our first opportunity to see this silky smooth swing. And he loves it. Be right, shouts the caddy, and it's never left the flagstick.
That was right as well. That was perfect. Wonderful start then for James Heath. That's put a bit of pressure on this man, Ian Barker, absolutely immersed in golf as a career and as his hobby, his pastime, but he's a very good player.
He just found this left-hand semi, back up the hill, in here with some kind of 9 iron or a wedge, good looking swing, just needs to carry a bit more, and it's got a friendly little nudge forward. So in good position after 2 shots on this opening hole.
What a strong playoff, 4 really good golfers here at Foxhills, and this man, Duncan Bush, shot a course record at Leicestershire Golf Club of 64 back in 1994. He's going to need to play somewhere close to that, I think, in this playoff to win it. Oh dear.
Yeah, that's left, unfortunately. Could catch that bunker on the front left corner.
Well, he's okay, and 4 shots in reasonably good shape, Matt.
Yeah, emphasis now going to be on the short game. Duncan's got a little bit of work to do, but our other 3 playoff finalists in fine fettle around the green with birdie opportunities.
Yeah, we should see some pretty solid golf tee to green from these guys, and it's just going to show you how important the short game is now. And this is Bush's first chance to impress, and I'm afraid 2 shots below par for him.
Yeah, second shot in a row where he's hit the ground before the ball. Just a sign of early nerves.
Oh, I think the others fancy it now.
Yeah, Atkinson, good birdie attempt. Green's been in great shape all day, running at a great pace. Really suits a player with the best putting stroke. Slight misread there, so some work to be done to save his par.
Now then, if evidence from regulation is anything to go on, this man, Ian Barker, can putt.
He lists it as one of his strengths, as his short games keeps him going.
Hello.
Was that lucky the flag was there, or unlucky the flag was there? Super putt. I think that's saved him a 6-footer back for par.
Shaky times here for Duncan Bush, but still in the mix. Needs to hold this though.
Yeah, steely competitor. He won't give up. Great looking stroke, good pace.
Oh, and she goes.
Fantastic.
Nicely done from Duncan Bush. And the emotion now just starting to come out. We've got a leader. Level par then. But James Heath with a golden opportunity here to go straight into the red.
Yeah, it says if he's had any weakness, it's been his putting today. Couple of early 3 putts. Full concentration. Just a little tentative.
Well, he knows that as well, but that's a safe par for James Heath.
Yeah, but in such a short playoff, that was a golden opportunity to really send a message to the other 3 players. No damage done, but an opportunity missed, I fear.
Yeah, you won't get too many chances in a Trilby Tour playoff, and the ones you do get, you've got to take, and James Heath will know that. Now Atkinson here with a tricky one.
Got a weak first putt, but a good stroke there. And another little fist pump. These 4 players are right up for the challenge today.
Well, this is what we thought we were going to get from these 4 players, and they are delivering. 3 on level, and this for Ian Barker to join them as they head to the second playoff hole, locked at level par. Good stuff from Ian Barker, wonderful putt from him. There's an early warning to the rest of the field that this man can play. And we have 4 joint leaders heading to the second hole. This playoff is warming up very nicely here at Foxhills.
The Trilby Tour is brought to you in association with Callaway. The Trilby Tour is brought to you in association with William Hunt, Savile.
Welcome back to Foxhills Club and Resort and the playoff for the Trilby Tour Championship of Surrey. It's all square as we head to the second hole.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scores are as they stand. All players are even par.
Here's Matt Woods again.
Hole 2 of our playoff final is the 17th hole. A bullet straight par 4 measuring 363 yards. Looks fairly innocuous off the tee, but the real danger is when we get up to the green. Green that slopes heavily from back to front with masses of swing off the left-hand side. Now during our playoff we're going to see the flag cut on that front right corner, so imagination and touch will be the order of the day. As we pan back to the tee, there's a hidden bunker on the right hand side at 250 yards, and it's at this point here you think, how am I going to find the fairway with my little fade?
Thank you, Matt. Well, the test here at the second playoff hole, fairly obvious. All 4 players on level par, and this man Ian Barker already showing us what a demon he is on the greens, but he's got to get it there first.
Yeah, sensible choice, out with the 3-wood, his most comfortable club, and loves it. Straight down the middle.
James Heath.
Great rhythm to his swing, looking very comfortable. Settled into this playoff beautifully.
Well, we were wondering if anyone was going to go with the big dog, and look at this, James Heath ready for battle.
Just got to keep his rhythm. Saw 2 great examples of it on the first hole. And another fine example there. Super swing.
Next on the tee, Duncan Bush.
It's just arrowed down the middle and taken that bunker completely out of play.
Now Duncan Bush, good mates with Robert Price at Rushton Golf Club, the man that had to miss out on the playoff for a Take That concert. We could have had 2 Rushton boys in the final.
Yeah, also out with the driver. Just got to be wary of that bunker down the right hand side. That's perfectly in range for him here. And I'm fearing that's where it's just sliding.
Anthony Atkinson.
Needs some luck now.
Yeah, he's got it, still in view. Have to see what the lie is like though. Well, you mentioned keeping a neutral shape to the shots, and so far so good. Shouldn't be a problem for Atkinson with his iron.
Yeah, sticking to his game plan. Find the fairway, find the green. Yeah, lovely looking swing. Applause from the gallery. Means it's headed straight down the middle.
But I'm afraid, Matt, that rain is really starting to come in. We're told there's a weather front moving through that's going to be about 20 minutes of really heavy showers. It's coming down in stair rods now. This is going to make things very tricky indeed.
Yeah, super green this. Back to front slope. Goal number 1, just find the middle of the putting surface. Just drag this a fraction left. But great distance control. Good sign for the players that when they're getting the ball pin high means they're striking the ball well. In control of their golf swing.
Ian Barker leaves it to the last second to emerge from under his brolly. Good thinking there.
He's got himself about 150 in. He's going to be hitting a nice little 7 or an 8 iron. Just trying to hit a little hold-up shot, get into that front right flag position. Looking good from where he stood. Oh, friendly little bounce as well. Bit of spin now. And a super shot, but I can tell you that is a treacherous putt.
Yeah, the green is vicious from back to front, and that could cause a few problems for the players, and this is not a great lie here for Bush. What's he going to take here, Matt?
He's been fortunate, just bounced the bunker. I tell you, he'd prefer to be where he is now rather than in the sand. But again, 140, so it's a good 9, little 8 iron. Just got to make sure gets into the back of the ball first. I think that's a little left also, but better strike on this one. And just evidence of that green there. You can see how the ball's just trickling back to the front edge. And I would say James Heath, although he hasn't hit his second shot, has got a big advantage here. Yeah, he's left himself 120 yards, perfect wedge for him. Knows the green slopes back to him, so just got to be a little bit careful of spin. Said earlier in the day these are the best greens he's ever putted on. And that rhythm has maintained through this playoff, and a beautiful shot.
Oh, look at this. Oh, well, it's rapid now. He won't be left with much, but my goodness, a bit of a badge of honour, the spin.
Yeah, super looking golf swing. Great free flowing release at the bottom of the swing. That's how he's generated so much spin. And this for a moment I thought was going to be a fantastic eagle.
Oh my goodness, that was so close.
The gallery's favourite, isn't it? Lovely bit of backspin. He's left himself some work now.
Well, Bush from the front edge, but he's almost coming across to this flag now. So there's a big break on this one.
Yeah, uphill for the first 2/3, and then it will take the break and it moves back downhill. The key here is to get it high enough up. Just set this ball up some 6 or 7 feet left of the flag. And that's just going to continue to trickle down. It's going to leave him a testy 6-footer for par.
Well, he didn't look happy, Duncan, but I tell you what, under the circumstances, that was a cracking putt. And out of the 4 players, Heath, despite being on that little cut, is actually in good shape here. This is a decent putt to have.
Yeah, this is the easiest of the 4 putts. At 18 feet back up the hill, can afford to be aggressive. Not going to have much break on it. Just dragged it a fraction. But right now, I'd say that's position A1. Everybody else has still got plenty of work to do.
Yes, and Anthony Atkinson has got to wait a little bit longer to putt, and I think he's getting very worried about this green. Now, this will be a great test for a man who is very good on the greens.
This is just lightning fast, though. I mean, he just needs to breathe on this. Almost just needs to hit like a 3 or 4 foot putt. Just let the green and the slope do the rest of the work.
And look at this go. Oh my goodness me.
With about 3 feet from the hole, I thought he got it, and now he's got some 8 or 9 feet back for par.
And Anthony Atkinson looks like the condemned man as he walks to his putt.
He'll be very aware of what's going to happen here. Again, first third of this putt, slightly uphill, and then from there, massive swing from the left to the right, very quick. Don't be surprised to see a reaction to the putt of Ian Barker's, and that's exactly what we've seen.
Well, it wasn't far off being very good, Matt, but I'm afraid it's left him with another shocker for his par.
Yeah, he's got some 6 or 7 feet still for par.
Now, Ian Barker would have watched this after the ball went past the hole. That's very important, isn't it, to keep your eye on your putt?
Absolutely, to watch that like a hawk. He knows exactly what this is going to do. The only difference being this is back up the hill now, so it will take less break, so he can afford to be a little bit more aggressive. As we've seen in these first 2 holes, doesn't fear his putter. Just outside the left edge and firm. Good looking action. Oh, he loves it.
Oh,
he loves it.
Wonderful stuff from Ian Barker. Certainly does not fear the putter, he embraces it, and that is a huge move. Ian Barker moves into the lead on our second playoff hole here at Foxhills. And I guess the question, Matt, is can anyone live with him?
Yeah, Atkinson's got a big putt now. It's going to move massively from left to right, and again he's got to be careful. This can get away from him very quickly, and all of a sudden he can leave himself a nasty sort of 4 or 5 footer coming back. But with only 1 hole left after this is a must putt. Just watch this continue to roll and roll and roll.
Well, clearly Anthony Atkinson was concerned about this green. Went into those putts, I think, with a few negative thoughts in his mind. And he's now feeling it in this playoff. Now for Bush to stay in the mix.
He will have learnt a lot of Ian Barker's putt, left edge and firm. This to stay in touch with our leader.
Oh, everything but, would you believe it? And he's got to wait for it to stop moving, dribbling back still. Well, that's quite sensible, Matt, he's marked that, but oh, what is Duncan Bush feeling right now?
I'd say he's feeling pretty sick, and that hasn't helped this man here. This putt just looks a whole lot tougher. Oh, bit of beef and carrot with your stew.
Atkinson, bogey putt, he's watching his playoff disintegrate before his eyes. He's got to make this. Oh, it was the right shot, just a touch firm. And I'm afraid for Anthony Atkinson, +2 puts him right out of it as we head to the last playoff hole.
Now Bush for bogey. Needs to be firm. Needs a little bit of respect, this putt.
Well, in it goes, but I'm afraid that's not what Duncan Bush was looking for from this second playoff hole. And the others have made a move on him, and for Duncan Bush, this Trilby Tour playoff just got very gloomy indeed.
Yeah, it's all very mean and moody out here this evening. Now James Heath, a little bit of tidying up to do, but this to stay in touch with our leader, Ian Barker.
And there we go. The men have been sorted from the boys, as they say, at playoff hole 2 on this Trilby Tour shootout. And James Heath moves into joint lead with Ian Barker. The 18th to come, the third and final playoff hole. We're heading for a great finish after the break.
The Trilby Tour is brought to you in association with Callaway. The Trilby Tour is brought to you in association with William Hunt, Savile.
Welcome back to the majestic Foxhills Club and Resort, and don't be fooled, behind the calm exterior we've got some serious drama going on. 1 playoff hole left to decide the Trilby Tour Championship of Surrey, and what a finishing hole. Over to you, Matt.
Thanks, Simon. Beautiful par 4 this. One I played 17 years ago in the National Assistants Championship, and I still wake up in cold sweats thinking about it to this day. Stunning par 4 that moves from right to left and gently works its way back uphill towards the green. Measures 470 yards, tee way back in the trees today, and even off an ideal tee shot the players will still have 220, 230 yards into this final green. So don't be surprised to see players going in here with as much as a 5 wood. A green that's beautifully framed by bunkers and trees, and today's flag tucked away in that back left hand corner. Simple hole, just find the fairway, find the green, and you'll be a happy camper.
Well, he's done it again. William Hunt has ended up with a massive playoff scenario, and this is perfectly poised coming down the 18th, the third and final playoff hole. Ian Barker and James Heath, joint leaders.
Yeah, out with the driver. Ideal line just up that right side and let it turn back towards the middle. A volunteer there has given the players a great starting line.
So, safely away for Ian Barker. Now, James Heath has to, well, at least match him. That's what he'll be looking to do here. Needs to keep it safe.
Yeah, has not missed a shot today.
Tough shape for the left-handers on this final hole.
He hits the ball pretty neutral, so ideally just try and start it down that right side. Just let it drift back into the middle. Just got to keep that rhythm going. Ian Barker's really thrown the gauntlet down with that tee shot. And he steps up to the plate and delivers another exquisite tee shot here on 18.
That will do very nicely indeed. Now, Duncan Bush and Anthony Atkinson, the two men still to go, but both on plus figures now into the black. So Bush not completely out of it, but he's going to need a cracking shot here to get himself in contention.
Yeah, can't afford to do anything but find the fairway. And a little quick, just like our second shot into the first.
Oh,
and
no.
That's left going left, and that's in deep trouble.
Not good, I'm afraid. And Atkinson, well, first time we've seen him go with anything but an iron.
Yeah, another player who needs to find the fairway and then rely on mistakes. I think he's just a little bit too far back. And that's heading right. Needs to get lucky, needs to get down quickly. And just tucked up under that tree. So I think that takes the green out of range in two.
Yeah, I think you're right, Matt. It's in play, but once again, not great for Atkinson. So it's still about Heath and Barker as they head out to the fairway. Bush has had to take a drop.
Yeah, and all he can do is just wedge this back on the fairway, just trying to advance this about 100 yards.
And such a shame for Duncan Bush that he hasn't shown us his qualities in this playoff. He's going to have to wait for his chance at the Buckinghamshire and the International Amateur Final.
Yeah, a few weeks after this to go away, regroup. Now Atkinson's going to need to hit a low sliding long iron and try and chase this up to the front of the green, or his other option is just to chip it out. And I think that's the option he's taken. His race is run and his day is done.
Absolutely so. Anthony Atkinson moves into the black and white and moves out of contention in today's playoff.
And this playoff's now all about Barker and Heath. Now Barker had a similar shot to this in regulation, just a little further back now, so he's out with a 5 wood. Needs to be 100% committed to this.
Sounded good.
And that's on a super line as well. Oh, it's going to get a friendly little bounce up. Grab the brakes.
Look at that, look at that. What a way to stamp your mark on the final playoff hole. And Ian Barker trying to keep the emotions under control, but he must be feeling great after that shot.
Yeah, and it's over to you, James.
Well, he's had 2 great shots into the green on the previous 2 holes, but he hasn't taken his chances. He's got to do it again.
Yeah, Barker's just put him under immense pressure. He's out here with his longest iron, 3 iron. He's up and out of that one early. I fear that's just a little left, a little clean, a little skinny.
And more than a little problem, I'm afraid, for James Heath. I don't know about you, Matt. I think we're all getting caught up in this playoff drama here.
You know, absolutely. This is what it's all about. Ian Barker looking very composed, as he has done all day long.
And so he should. He's got his nose in front now. And James Heath has got to produce some magic from this bunker.
He's left himself a fairly easy bunker shot though. Lie's pretty good, he's got plenty of green to work with, just needs to be aggressive. And he's just eased through that. Unfortunately, it's going to do well to chase up onto the green. There'll be no time for messing about for James Heath. He's going to have to hold that, or he's going to give Ian Barker 2 for the victory.
And at the moment, I'm afraid Heath and Atkinson and Bush, all bit part players. This has to go in. But it doesn't. Wide of the mark for James Heath. And I'm afraid this young man has seen his day crumble over the last few minutes after playing so brilliantly during regulation and during the first 2 holes of this playoff. It now all goes over to this man, Ian Barker, then, with his first shot at this title.
Looked brilliant with the putter all day. He's had great pace, great line. Expect to see this go close.
Oh, it's good. Oh, goodness me. Oh, that's phenomenal putting from Ian Barker today. And just look at the reactions around him as this ball goes to the hole.
And pay close attention to his canning caddy on the left. And as they say, when you've got 2 for victory, take both of them. And Ian Barker, who's surrounded by golfing champions on a daily basis in the European Tour office, has now got his opportunity to live the dream.
In it goes. Ian Barker is the Trilby Tour champion of Surrey as the Tour reaches this season's halfway mark in some style. And on we go. 6 events down: Donington Grove, Old Thorns, Trevose, KP Club, Rockcliffe Hall and Foxhills have all given us their Trilby Tour champions as the Tour prepares to go overseas. Next week we head back to Ireland and the magnificent Sleeve Russell Championship course. The Irish title is up for grabs and 10 more places at the International Amateur Final at the Buckinghamshire Golf Club. And remember, Monday nights, Sky Sports, 10 p.m, it's Trilby time. Congratulations then to this week's winner. Ian Barker is the Trilby Tour champion of Surrey with a superb putting display in the pressure cooker environment of the playoff. And to the winner, the spoils. Here's the man of the moment with Clayton Lucas.
I'm absolutely thrilled. It was lovely to get the opportunity to play, and although I live quite locally to here, 5 minutes away, haven't played this course for nearly 15 or 16 years. I drove to a very similar position in regulation play. I was probably 10 yards closer to the green, and I hit a 3-iron to good position on the green. Just being that little bit further away, discussed with Andy, my caddy, we both felt a nice smooth 5-wood was the shot, and so I went to the ball positive that I made the right decision and was lucky enough to put a good swing on it.
Well, I wouldn't say lucky enough. I mean, you nailed it, really, didn't you?
It was good, yeah. I was very pleased with it.
Now, where do you think you're off to? We've still got some more from Foxhills. Firstly, shot of the day, and it goes to Trilby Tour stalwart John O'Dea. Every year, he conjures up some golfing magic, and he picked this week for his customary showpiece. What about this? Well done to John, our shot of the day. And how about a smile for the camera? Haha, very cool. Now, I'd like to say that this week's golf was sublime and there were no entries into the Rogues Gallery, but I'd be lying.
Oh, keep your head down.
I love it. Keep your head down, presumably to see where the ball went. Now, rain obviously to blame here, inducing the touch of a heavyweight boxer. It's got to be bad when all that the camera can see of you is the top of your club and your caddy's cap. So it's full marks to the camera operator for tracking this classic bit of pinball wizard golf. Now, you know we like our consecutive golf shot gaffes here on the Trilby Tour. And for those of you who also like your stats, 19.7 seconds between these two ball strikes. That's what the clock tells us. Oh, if only he'd waited the full 20. Foxhills Club and Resort isn't just about golf. Its tennis club is also highly regarded. And here's an interesting way of combining both sports. Game, set and match. Mr. Hunt. More consecutive shot mayhem now. I'm sorry, officer, it just went off in my hand. Back in a moment for the follow-up shot. But first, some diva-style golf. Enjoy this shot and then check out who gets to tidy up afterwards. Ring any bells, caddies? Even has a go at the dirty pigeons for putting him off. Park life. Back to the follow-up chip, our final shot for this week's Rogues Gallery. And still no flag in sight, apart from a white one maybe. Been a tough day at the office. Here's William.
It's been a long old day. That's probably the longest day we've had. 9 o'clock we finished. It was a roller coaster of a day. To run this thing is white knuckle. It's absolute white knuckle, and to play in it is even whiter knuckle. It's a tough old day, a long old day, and I'm so happy to see a Northern boy win. Just brilliant golf. I mean, the way those boys struck that ball, a couple of scores got away from a couple of lads there, but you couldn't fault them lads the way they played golf. And to shoot level par for those 3 holes, it's special golf, that is, because they are long holes. They are long holes. Highlight of the day for me was when the rain stops, the sunshine came out again, because no matter what happens to us on this Trilby Tour, we will not be stopped come hail, rain or snow.
Too right, and next week the Trilby Tour continues its unstoppable progress, heading to Slieve Russell in County Cavan for the Championship of Ireland, where legendary Trilby Tourian John Lynch will defend his title. For more information, go to www.williamhunttrilbytour.com. We'll see you next week.
Ordinary guys doing extraordinary things. The Trilby Tour is brought to you in association with William Hunt, Savile Row, and Callaway.